your Sunday, May 21st edition of Wasatch Weekends. I cannot believe we are already 21 days into May. It feels like this year has already just flown by. I'm your host, Maddie Evans, and I love getting to be here each and every morning, starting on Fridays, continuing into Saturday, Sunday, and now Mondays, which is our newest addition to Wasatch Weekends. Now, we've got a great show in store for you for the next half hour. Not only are we going to introduce you to Nuzzles and Co, who are bringing on some very adorable little furry friends, but we're also going to introduce you to an insane success story from a now up-and-coming country artist, Harper Grace. So make sure that you stay tuned for the next little bit of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here and bring you great community information, and if you're looking to extend your family, well, then Nuzzles and Co has the perfect thing for you. We're going to take a look at that local weather forecast right now.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
I think the cutest family member that you can have is going to be covered in fur and have 4 paws, and Josh from Nuzzles and Co has just the perfect one for you. And if this does not melt your heart, I do not know what will. Good morning, Josh.
Good morning. Look who I've got here.
Look at that teeny tiny little thing.
Can you hear those little squeaks?
Yeah, the little squeaks and the bottle feeding and my whole heart and soul right now is just like enamored by this kitten.
So I have Bumble and Sprout. Sprout, one of them is on the side over here because they're pretty wiggly, and it's actually sort of hard to hold 2 of them at once. These 2 are just young little bottle babies. They came to us from Summit County as part of the Safe Kitten program. Somebody found these guys, brought them to Summit County, and as part of the Safe Kitten program, what happens is they come to us and we immediately find fosters for them. When kittens are still like breastfeeding, the best place for them is with their mom, obviously. But if for some reason they end up with a shelter or Nuzzles, first thing we want to do is get them into a foster home because these cats need around-the-clock attention.
And before we started this interview, while we were kind of off camera just talking a little bit, you could see that you were trying to bottle feed one of the kittens, and that's a lot of work because anything that is in that kind of still newborn phase of life, it eats, it sleeps, and it poops, and it does the same thing all the time.
Those are the things that it does. Here's the tiny little bottle, and I was trying to kind of make this happen, but right now, there's a lot of wiggles going on, and I don't think we're going to be successful in that right now. And now they're talking to each other.
Oh, like you can just see the mouth moving for those cute little squeaks. Oh my goodness. Hi. Oh, that is the cutest thing I've ever seen. Now, it is kitten season because there are a lot of fresh kittens coming out of the woodworks, and especially if you're someone who maybe has barn cats, you're starting to see a lot of kittens emerge on your property. Now, if people are interested in adopting a kitten, how can they go through the process to get their hands on one of these perfect little fur balls?
I mean, these fur balls are a little bit too small for adoption. We wait till they're at least 8 weeks old before we put them before the vet to see if they're ready for spay neuter. But they have to have a certain amount of weight and be at least 8 weeks old. You're so cute. But as soon as a cat is available, they go up on our website and you can find them there. But we do have a need for fosters when it comes to kitten season. You're right. As soon as it warms up and the sun is out more often, the cats start breeding. And a couple of things. One is if you find kittens in the wild, there's a chance that their mom is probably hunting or hiding from you. So don't initially just go and grab them. They could be actually in perfectly where they need to be. But keep an eye on them. If they're dirty and they look like they're in bad shape, that's when you would probably want to intervene by calling like animal control. And if you do pay attention to them and you don't see a mom show up in like 5 hours, then that's probably another sign that they've maybe need some assistance from us. And then when they come to us, the best thing is to get them right into a foster. So our vet staff will take a look at them, and then we'll immediately start making some phone calls and get them into a home where they can get that around the clock care because they eat, poop, and sleep, and they need people to feed them when mama's not around.
They need people to feed them, and also it's good socialization for them to be in the situation like this kitten is in right now, where you're handling them and you're touching them a lot, just so that that's something they're used to, so you don't bring a cat home that is then timid in being in your home or with humans.
You're right. If cats don't have like a positive human interaction by the time they're about 4 months old, then the chances are that they're better off being a community cat. And a community cat is just a cat that lives in your community. Sometimes that's the best place for a cat if they're living in their cat colony out in the wild. Um, Community cat is the preferred term. They're not homeless because their home is the community.
Which is so cool, and we live in such a pet-friendly and loving area for that to even be a possibility. Now, you've got these two tiny little nuggets, but let's talk about what the foster process is like, and if someone is interested in helping foster some kittens, what they can expect as they're going into it.
Thought we'd get this in stereo now with two of them.
Right.
For fostering, you can go to how to help on our website, and there's information about what fostering looks like. And then you want to email us foster@nuzzlesandco.org. That'll go to our foster director, our director of operations actually, and she can find out what you're looking for. And if it's kittens, just say, hey, we know it's kitten season. We want to get involved with cats. and and let her know, and we'll hook you up with some kittens just like this. Wow, I've got my hands full here.
Yeah, you do. Even just watching this is like so entertaining, but in the cutest way possible. It's like watching one of those cartoons where you're just like enthralled by the baby animals that are on the screen. Now, you obviously do have your hands full, but you guys have a lot of kittens, and something else that people should be watching for right now is if there's a bag on the side of the road that is maybe making some noises, they should check it out because people unfortunately do that.
Bags and boxes are the two things that I would look at, side of the road, and sadly by dumpsters, behind grocery stores, things like that. We have had dogs brought to us, puppies brought to us, kittens brought to us because people have found them abandoned that way. And that's obviously the animal that needs to be rescued. Those are the ones that are most in need right there.
Look at these teeny tiny little fluff balls. They're so cute with their like baby kitten fur, how it's just so soft and staticky almost.
They always look like they woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Seriously, and they're so cute, and like what a good brother-sister combo. Now, it is a lot of work and they are absolutely adorable. So in a few weeks, these kittens will be up for adoption where people can welcome them into their forever homes, correct?
Correct. Yeah. Once they weigh enough and they're at least 8 weeks old, we look at putting them before the vet, and obviously we're maintaining. we're continuing to look at them, give them shots as needed. But once they reach that point, they're up for adoption, and they'll have some nice socialization because they're getting a lot of around-the-clock care right now.
Which is so important, and especially for these rescue animals, to just make sure that they're going to the best homes possible, and you guys do such a good job. Now, you also cover all the medical, so they will be spayed, neutered, microchipped, and up to date on their shots, correct?
100%. Yeah, like because we're pulling animals from areas that are overcrowded or just trying to get population under control, all our animals have to be spay neutered and microchipped before they are put up for adoption.
Oh my gosh, look at their teeny tiny little mouths as they're trying to make some noise. Now, you guys take in a lot of animals and you guys have a lot of res dogs, so if people are maybe not interested in a kitten but they're interested in fostering or adopting dogs, that's also something you offer.
Correct. So again, the foster program, you can go to ways to get involved on our website. For fostering, it's foster@nuzzlesandco.org. For volunteer, it's volunteer@nuzzlesandco.org. Just email those. And then this Saturday, we're having our baby shower at our adoption center where we're asking to help support kittens and puppies. And we're doing some posts this week that are saying, here's our Amazon wish list, here's our needs for kitten food and formula and things like that. So that's another way you can get involved is kind of watch our social media, look for the ways to get involved. And today being Saturday, like maybe stop by the adoption center.
Which I think is so incredible, and who doesn't love a good baby shower, and especially if the baby shower involves getting to love on puppies and kittens, since I know you guys have quite a few puppies right now. So if people are interested in attending the event, buying some things, bringing them to you on the Amazon wish list, where can they find the adoption center?
Adoption center is at the outlets in Park City, so Kimball Junction area. And it's kind of in that middle, in between the lower and upper area. I'm getting some rowdy kitties here. So yeah, outlet malls of Park City. Outlets of Park City.
Josh, since you have your hands full, I'm going to thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, introducing us to these adorable little babies, and thanks for all the hard work that you do, because animals everywhere, or animals and animal lovers everywhere, are very appreciative of you and your hard work.
As always, thanks for having us. It's always a pleasure to warm my beard up with some cute little animals here
I
and
can't
say
even
hi
get
to
over that.
everybody.
I can't even get over that last shot. That was the cutest thing I've ever seen. Josh, thank you again so much.
You're welcome. Have a great one. We'll see you next week.
Make sure that you check out Nuzzles and Co. and follow along on their Instagram and their social media platforms. That way you can see exactly what they need on their wish list. You, by just donating one little thing that they have on their wish list, is going to help save so many animals from some troubling situations. We're about to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned. Country music star who is absolutely rising right now at a rapid rate is Harper Grace, and she is about to release a new single where she's going to give us kind of a heartfelt story about how she started off in the music. Harper, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me.
Oh my goodness, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited only because I had the chance to go through and listen to some of your older music. And as I was kind of cleaning up around everything that I was doing this morning, I was listening to Sparkle top notch, like as loud as I possibly could, and just dancing and pretending that I knew the words. Your music is fantastic, but you have kind of a crazy story in the music industry.
Yeah, it's been really crazy. First off, thanks. I appreciate the streams and for the fact that you are a fan of it. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah, it's been crazy. I was known as the worst national anthem singer at the age of 11. And so my new single, Oh Say Can You See, is an autobiography of what I walked through as a kid and the trials that I had to overcome. And so it tells that the song in general is 100% true to what I went through lyrically. It tells different parts of my story and eating at lunch by myself and kind of walking through this dark period of my life, but it doesn't even really go into the deep, darkest parts of it. At 11 years old, being told that I should never sing again, that I should kill myself, that I was the reason why abortion should be legal. I mean, it got so bad to the point where my family had knives with fake blood sent into our mailboxes at home. And so it was a crazy, crazy experience. And it was definitely hard, but I've been so grateful for the fact of having a faith-based family who, really trusted the fact and knowing that there was a something good to come out of it, and knowing that the Lord had a plan for it all. And so I just, really used that as fuel to my fire. I wanted to prove everybody wrong. I wanted to use that as drive and dedication to kind of prove all the critics wrong and turn it around. And so that's exactly what I did. I stayed very headstrong. I knew exactly what I wanted, and I was going to do whatever I could to reach the dreams that I had in my heart and in my spirit that I had just loved so much. And so it's been a really fun experience. I've been writing so much music, written over 480 songs in the last 3 years of my life. And so, those songs have told a lot of bits and pieces of the chapters that I've walked through. So very excited for Oh Say Can You See to drop May 19th and for that story to finally be out.
I mean, what you're doing and the strength that you're showing kids of that younger age is so important. And you being this vulnerable gives people that hope that they need to push themselves through those trials and tribulations that they see in their life. And so as you are changing people's life through your music, what are you saying to that 11-year-old girl that's still within yourself, that still carries that trauma from people being so mean?
Yeah, that is amazingly worded how you just put it. Honestly, I genuinely have just been trying to constantly remind my 11-year-old self that you can do it. And I think what's been so beautiful is that we've been on what we're calling a redemption tour right now, where I've been given the opportunity to go and sing the national anthem all over again in different professional sporting events. And it has been hard as heck, I'll tell you. I've had major PTSD through it. And so also getting the opportunity in every city that we're going to talk to foundations and high schools and middle schools or whatever it is in that city specifically, about my story, and having that public speaking outlook on it, as well as being able to connect with the younger generation right now. I think that mental health is such a crazy thing that's going on right now, and the different outlets of social media that is sparking for giving people different cyberbullying outlets has been insane. And it's so hard because it's just spreading like wildfire. And I think it's so important to capture the younger generation and to have them feel like they have somebody to talk to. It's really important to me to have a one-on-one connection with, my listeners and with the people that follow my page or whatever that is. So I try my best to take the time to respond to messages, to respond to DMs, and to really pinpoint on people that are also struggling. And so it's an honor to be a voice for that generation. It's an honor to be a voice for people in general, and to just constantly know and hear from people that it's an encouragement to them, hearing my music and my story, and just knowing that that I'm able to be a light is so awesome for me. But also telling the story that it's hard as heck to sing the anthem again, and I'm constantly facing my fears, and I'm also human, walking through life and learning lessons, and that just making it known that just because I sing on a platform and maybe have a handful of Instagram followers, it doesn't mean that, I'm not personable. Like, I want people to know that I'm just a 21-year-old girl who's, just doing the things to reach my dreams, and hoping that it encourages everybody else along the way to do the same.
I mean, 10 years from that kind of mold of your career right there, because once you have those hard roadblocks, it's hard to overcome them. And seeing you do so is such an inspiration to young people all across the country. And of course, your music is so wonderful. Now, you've been on some large stages where you were nationally streamed across the country, like American Idol. And so as we're talking about this PTSD and kind of bringing light to how it affects everyone in their everyday life, how was being on that stage?
Yeah, Idol was a great experience for me. I like to say that it's definitely crafted me into the artist that I am today. All of the things that I've walked through in my life has been little chapters and little glimpses of how I've turned into the artist and the woman that I am today. So being on Idol, I did all original music throughout the whole contest, was asked to come back on the season finale and sing my original song called Yard Sale that I auditioned with. And so being able to do that, sometimes they'd show me videos of the judges telling, different contestants to not sing originals because it wasn't encouraged on that show at the time. And just really stepping out and being like, you know what, no, like, I've gone to Nashville. I've done this for so long. I've pursued this dream, and I'm going to stay true to who I am as an artist. And so doing that really inspired me to continue to press into who I was. And yeah, it was for sure a fun experience, meeting the people, meeting the judges, and just learning again who I was as an artist, and to continue to press into that.
Now, Harper, obviously you've been sharing so much vulnerability with us just throughout this interview and on your social media page, and as you are making headway in your career. Now, if you had to give one piece of advice to a young girl who's listening right now, who wants to get up on that stage and sing that national anthem for the first time, what piece of advice would you give her?
Well, if you're singing the national anthem for the first time, please know your note. It's so important to know the exact note that you're starting on. I would give advice to have it on your phone as a voice memo so that you can confidently start, because that one note will really get you, because it's a very beautiful song and goes into really crazy heights of notes. And so I would say know your note, and then second, that you got this, and that you can dream as big as you want, and that you can do anything you set your mind to, and that you will achieve all of the dreams that you have in your spirit.
That just gave me goosebumps as you were saying it, only because to hear your story is so wonderful. Now, if people are interested in listening to your music and finding you on social media, how can they do so?
Everything is available on all streaming platforms. Sparkle's available right now on all streaming platforms. And then Oh Say Can You See drops May 19th. And that will also be on all streaming platforms. You can possibly hear me in your local Walmart, as Sparkle will be playing on the radio on Cumulus. And you can also ask Alexa to play Harper Grace in your kitchen.
I love it. Harper, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information. And thank you for sharing your vulnerable side with everyone, only because it's people like you that make a difference for those kids that are struggling with some bullying.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much.
Make sure that you check out Harper Grace anywhere you like to download and listen to your music, only because her music is so inspirational. And now that you know the story behind it, you'll have that personal connection to it. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
This weather report is brought to you by Sun and Ski Sports, your new mountain sports headquarters.
We want to thank you so much for tuning into your Sunday edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here all weekend long to bring you some great community information. Now, I don't know about you, but I think that I might need a kitten after seeing those adorable ones that Josh brought from Nuzzles and Co. Remember, you can follow them on social media, you can check out their website, and that way you can get involved, whether you are looking to bring home one of those forever friends for the rest of their lives, or if you just want to foster. They're always in desperate need of fosters, and especially during kitten season, so that they can help bring those kittens to being into someone's life forever and finding their forever home. Now, if you have not yet listened to Sparkle by Harper Grace, we highly recommend you do so, only because it's a great song to get up and move and groove to, and her new song is about to come out, which is really exciting, so make sure that you keep your eye out for that. This has been your Sunday edition of Wasatch Weekends. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow for your Monday edition. I've been your host, Maddie Evans, and I'll see you tomorrow morning.